Hi everyone, this is Shannon. I'm going to be talking to you about my ethics essay. So, first off, my topic was, I believe it was the first topic that we had, and I chose the one about Ebonics. Mainly, it was about if I were in a situation, like, for example, if I were a social worker, would I try and speak with people in the same way that they spoke to me? So, if I were with a family and they were speaking Ebonics, would I try and speak Ebonics with them? My answer is absolutely not. I have a couple reasons why. Number one, I think it's offensive because it's just very like that is just so odd. Someone like this blonde hair, blue eyed girl who clearly has a very American, and I mean, I tend to think I pronounce things and I enunciate. So for me to come into someone's home where they speak a different way and for me to try and mimic them, I just think that would be super offensive. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all there is to it. Like it's just very odd to me. Another reason that I wouldn't do that is I think it just kind of makes people seem like they don't have a lot of common sense. Like just really makes them seem stupid. I don't know why someone would try and do it. Like I said in my essay, I've lived in several states in the country. I've also been to several countries, and I noticed people kind of try and adopt accents while they're there and maybe try and pick up slang words. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against people trying to, communicate better with others and maybe using like a couple words that means something that we're trying to get through to someone, no problem with that. But when you're just trying to talk like someone for the fun of it, I think it's very odd. Just super weird to me. One example that I spoke about was that my sister, she was living in Australia, and a couple people that I was hanging out with there, actually some of my friends that I used to live with in California, they were living in Australia and I went and visited them. And when they were walking around on the streets and I was just talking to them, they had only been there for about a month and they were already speaking with these like half Australian accents. And when they were talking, like when we went out at night and they were speaking to people out like at a bar, they would have this accent, but then when we were back at their house, like the accent was gone. And I just thought it was so strange. It sounded very weird. And it was like, honestly, I'm just thinking in my head, like, are you like that stupid? Like, people can tell, like, you're faking an accent. And it's just, I don't know. I just think it makes you look really silly. And so for my last point, I wanted to say that I think it just makes people seem very inauthentic. Um, Not only just like staying true to your American roots, that's not really anything to do with it, but just being true to who you are, trying to connect with someone by adapting to their language. That's that's not really being nice. That's just kind of like being fake to me, and that's just how I see it. Everyone has their own opinion about this, but that's honestly just the way I feel. I feel like if I were trying to, connect with someone, I would definitely speak the same way that I do. I wouldn't try and change anything. Maybe use different words. Not that I use big words, but maybe try and use words that were more understandable for someone that spoke a different language or just didn't have the same vocabulary as me. But I wouldn't try and change the way I speak or my accent or anything like that because it's just not authentic. So, yeah, that's what I had to say. And I think that at the end of the day, the best way to communicate with someone that maybe you don't speak the same way is just to be yourself, and you'll find common ground some way. And I think that it's people will respect that you are being yourself, even if there is some confusion along the way. I just think it's the best way. So